We've managed to get out for a proper walk, like a national park walk, in the Peak District. I've got work tomorrow in Manchester, and conveniently the Peak District is between home and Manchester, so I thought let's just do a quick bash. I've had to arrive late again, work gets in the way. It's kind of 3 o'clock odd in the afternoon now, so onto the Ordnance Survey map, find me something around 10k in the Peak District with a good view, and it through this route out from Castleton, round in a loop up Mam Tor, and then back down into Castleton. 10k I think, just over, sort of 3 hours. Try and get around in daylight, but we'll see. So yeah, here we are, Lake District, and Alice said then. Here we are in the Lake District. Lake District, but he said he could read a map. So yeah, the Peak District, absolutely glorious. I've just been stood up there watching someone take the quick way down on one of them paraglidery things. No thanks, I'll stick to boats. That's all right with everybody. So yeah, proper one. Map again. I do like the map. I don't know. Not quite sure if you'll pick that up, but yeah, out with the map. Enjoying it, looking at the features, connecting with it, connecting with the path. Absolutely fantastic. Just feels incredible. Just to be out. Just to be out. A bit like a dog, a bit like my dog. As soon as you go anywhere near the door and I put my cap on, I never wear my cap when I'm walking. As soon as I go anywhere near the door and put my cap on, oh look, I'm going out, my dad's off out. He's not here today, because I don't think they'd fancy him in a meeting tomorrow, so yeah, he's at home. But yeah, Peak District, Mam Tor, 3 hours. First sort of proper walk, first proper like up and downers. Yeah, here we go, absolutely fantastic, and just feel the weight dropping off your shoulders as you get on. Perfect, speak so. So the route we've started takes us from Castleton, parked outside the bakery, had a pork pie, and then it's going to walk us up Winnett's Pass, and then we'll come round the side of Winnett's Pass. I'm hoping this path goes all the way up, we don't have to walk on the road, onto Mam Tor, and then right around across the ridge and then back down again. So yeah, what a fantastic walk, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Right, jackets off, sticks are out, time to get up to the top. So I won't be filming this. You don't need to see me puffing and panting or red face, things falling out my nose, expression on my face looking like I'm about to start crying. So first big hill, let's crack on, see you soon. Right, sticks are still out, coat's still off, but slightly less huffed and puffed. Got my reading goggles on, there's some maps being out because there's a few footpaths crossing the route and it's all pretty close together. The problem is on a map, the one thing you can't do is scroll in. So yeah, we're at the top ish, well, we're at the top of that little bit, the top of Winnett's Pass, and then that'll be the first look of Mam Tor. So we're gonna traverse across, follow the path. Which way's my arm going? I can never tell. Follow the path and then we'll go up onto the ridge, get across, and then across the other side where you can see it's now getting a bit clagged in. We'll go through that, through the mist, along the ridge, and then back down into Castleton. What an absolutely great walk. It's just nice to be out. So if you follow Hayes Outdoors, here's one for their locks and latches. This is the Arkwright's Till of Gates. Don't get your fingers in it. One more time with feeling. I'll have a leg off. So, I'm sorry, but just where is everybody? How am I not walking? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. I know it's wonderful, isn't it? Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. How are we not literally tripping over each other? The place isn't just full. Because whatever you're looking at right now, it's not as nice as that. And I don't mean the troll monster in the bottom corner of your screen. I mean that. Just absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you'll get that. You might do. Somebody else taking the quick way down. Trouble is, white paraglider against the white clouds. I maybe just see him. I mean, I'll sit to walking, thanks. But yeah. And that's the first one. Mam Tor. Obviously, fantastic view. I think that's Norway, you can see there, and the Caribbean, and then over there Portugal or something. Typical. But anyway, first one, first proper hill, first proper trig point. Somebody sat on it. A nice little ridge walk now down to the far end, and then we'll drop off back into Castleton and pick up the car. So we've got a choice now. We either walk on the stones, which are there to stop erosion, but we have to put it with the clickety clackety clickety clackety clickety clackety of the sticks, or we walk here where everyone's carving their own path, but we can still use the sticks without the clickety clack clickety clack. So what do? Just put the sticks away, walk on the stones. So the whole purpose is that preparation. We're prepping for the coast to coast, and if you watch the last video, which was the Beverley 20, so that was our first long distance path, local to us, not technical, rolling hills through the walls, lovely walk from Beverley Minster to the Humber Bridge. We added a little bit more on, and that was our first path. Now again, we were shaking out some of the gear, seeing how it worked. It's been a while, but more than anything, the coast to coast is going to be, let's say, 10 days strung together. Now, when was the last time you walked best part of 20 miles a day every day for 10 days carrying your kit? I'm going to suggest, unless you're into this and you're doing it all the time, not very often. So we need to prep, because I'll tell you what, when I woke up the next morning, lordy, I could feel that. But a few years ago, when I was at this all the time, it was easy. So it's not just about the kit, there's a conditioning element to it, because I am 56, I am a bit fat, I haven't done it for a while, so I need to get back into it. I need to condition my body and my feet to wake up and do it all again tomorrow. So the key is get as much time on my feet as I possibly can with days like this. So we've just come nicely down off Mam Tor there, following the track. So we're back out of the mist a bit, so pick up the view. Obviously, like I said, you know, Portugal you can see in the distance there, and I'm sure that was Norway or something. So yeah, so we've come down off the Tor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to follow the path, and then we're going to run across the ridge all the way along the top of the ridge, and then when we get to the other end, which is, standby caller, Loose Hill, when we get to the end, which is Loose Hill, then we'll drop back down off the ridge, and then we'll head back down into Castleton. It's only about 10k. I've got, like I say, we didn't start the walk till quite late. It was about 3 o'clock by the time we got packed up, and then I had to be on a call, and I'm thinking, oh god, have I got any signal? And I'm on a call with people that are spread about all over the world. Luckily we did. There's great phone signal here, by the way, which was nice. So I just wanted, I knew it was going to be quick, you know, I've got a few hours, and I just went on to Ordnance Survey, and I'll do a video about you know, about that, how we got the route, for anybody not using the Ordnance Survey. Because I just said, I didn't even bother creating my own route. I just said, find me something in the Peak District, and then listed them, and then I picked something that was at about 10k. So I thought that's going to be about right, 6 or 7 miles. Like I say, going round, and then we'll end up back down in Castleton, pick the car up, and then we've got to drive to Manchester, and we're there overnight on a job tomorrow. So it was that easy, and then I just printed it off at home onto a sheet of A4. Luckily the whole route fits into one sheet of A4. Yeah, and that's us. So yeah, down here now, across the ridge, which we haven't gone. It's always backwards, isn't it? To Loose Hill, and then back down Castleton, car, hotel. See ya. I've no idea if it'll pick it up, not with this GoPro on a stick. I don't think it will, but I'd forgotten. It's been a while since I've been up here. I came and did some stuff with like an outward bound group, God, a few years, 8 years ago now. I think when I was still in the fire brigade, and we did some bits and pieces up here. When I retired, I moved into safety. I do events and crowd work and concerts and festivals and film work. And one of the first jobs I did, and I've just walked past it there, was once I'd retired, was a film job for Apple, a thing called Invasion. And part of the thing was there'd been, you know, aliens landing and bombing and things blowing up, and they'd driven their bus off a road that had collapsed. And it's that collapsed road there which is in the Peak District. I don't think you'll pick it up on here. I don't think I'll have picked it up. I'll try and pull a picture up and put it on, but I think the road fell away and they just never repaired it and left it. So we came and did some filming there, as I'm sure loads of other people have as well. Every time you see some sort of disaster and a collapsed road, it's probably that little thing there in the Peak District. So yeah, it's been a while. I just saw it as we was coming across it. And then this is the viewpoint now at Hollins Cross. And I've got to say, what a view it is. Absolutely. Just making our way along the ridge still. Just tracking it. We've just come across that. I don't know if you'll get that. That Hollins Cross. So yeah, we've just come down from there, and then we'll going to track along the ridge until we get to Loose Hill, and then where are we? And then back down into Castleton, wherever that is. I'm doing this. It'll be down there somewhere randomly. Yeah, it's just a great little, you know, 6 miles, stretch the legs. Again, just like I said earlier, you know, getting time on your feet, because, you know, we've had a couple of 8 milers, or 8 miler and a 9 miler, and then and then I went away to Spain for a weekend drinking with friends, and then came back and thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I won't do 12 miles. I'll go and do the Beverley 20. And that's part of the prep. It's not just the walking, you know, packing your kit. Does it work? Can I get access to my waterproof? Oh, I wish I'd have put that there and not there. It's that conditioning, that fitness side of it again. The map reading is pretty easy. That comes back pretty quick. But the conditioning of your body ain't done. Now, what that told me, doing the Beverley 20 after only doing 2 walks, having not thrown a rucksack on, doing it properly for a good few years, was maybe should have done 12 miles. And so that's important. That's important to say, don't do too much. Don't do too much too quick. Set yourself a target, which to me, I haven't said, oh, do you know what, I've got 10 days and I really want to get back into walking again, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do the coast to coast, because I've got 10 days in about 3 weeks, and it's only walking, because it's not unless you're doing it all the time. If you're not, and you're like me and you're thinking, I really want to do this thing, but I've got to prep for it, then this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm 56. I used to do a lot a lot. But I don't anymore. But when I first started, when we really first started getting into it, it was, you know, me and the guys at work. We had a little club and all of that, because places like the Fire Brigade, you know, they have sports and welfare societies, and you know, you can apply for funding, and you know, you can get a minibus and get a load of you and going out, and that's what we did. And when I first started, by the time I'd be getting to the end of something, I could barely move my legs. Cramp, oh my god, I used to get it all the time. But I found walking, this type of walking, not just, you know, going for a walk, but I found walking is one of them things where, like swimming or cycling, you make some real gains really quickly. So yeah, we went out the other day and we did 20 miles when it was probably a bit too much. I woke up the next day walking like I'd cacked myself, and it took a while, and the soles of my feet were sore and all of that. But I used to go out and do it all the time. I'd go and do 20 and then I'd go and do another 20 the next day, and it was normal, you know, and your body just gets used to it. So that's what we need to do. This is more than just let me test what, you know, waterproof jacket works. It's also let me test how my feet work, and just conditioning yourself to stringing 10 long days carrying kit together, and not just thinking, oh, I'm just going to crack on and go and do it. Now the proof will be in the pudding when hopefully we're filming the content for the coast to coast, and you know, I'll film something the next day sprightly, just going out for another 5-mile walk just because that's the way I feel, or I'll be laid in bed after 3 days thinking I need a day off. If you just keep it, you know, fairly regular, you make improvements really quickly. But the main point is, what you'll realise is that when you're waking up the next day, your feet don't hurt, or when you've finished your walk and you don't feel too bad, and then you get in your car and you drive home, when you get out the car, god, your feet are hurting, or your legs are stiff or whatever. And then as you progress and you start doing it more and more, what you start realising is, you know, that isn't the case. That isn't the case. You can go out and do a good walk, have a little stretch before you get in the car, make sure you've had some water, drive home, get out, you know, and do it all again the next day. And that's what we're aiming for, is not particularly in the short term to start stringing days together. It's just in the short term to start being able to go out, wake up the next day, and, you know, not walking like you've cacked yourself. Okay. Look at it. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Chip, 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 chip. Feels good though. Feels good. Feels better than going down anyway, put it that way. Delicious, that elephant. Excellent. That's where we've come from, the top of Mam Tor, and then just along this ridge, and then last little bit. Oh, what is it? Loose Hill, Loose Hill, and then downhill all the way. But it's October. It's October and I'm in a t-shirt. There's a little fresh wind. Oh well, there's a little fresh breeze, if I'm honest, which is quite welcome. But yeah, October. To turn the heating off, everybody. Stop using plastics, all of that, whatever it is. Driving your car, take the bus, or keep taking the bus, so we can wear a t-shirt in October. That's the last one. Lose Hill, Lose Hill, Lose Hill, Lose Hill. Or Ward's Peace. Mam Tor in the background. The glorious English Peak District all around us. What a great walk. How far are we in? Just over 7k. Just rounding a loop. See if we can pick some of it up actually. So Castleton, and then we'll come up through that Winnets Pass. Zigzag about a little bit until we get up onto Mam Tor, then along the ridge, and then we'll just go back down here and then back into Castleton and pick the car up. Yeah, lovely little shops down in Castleton. You know, the bakeries and the usual pubs and bits and pieces, past a curry house, campsites, all of that. So, you know, well set up for you to get out here and have a couple of cracking walks around around in the Peak District. As I remember it, we used to come here a little bit. I mean, we spent most of the time training in the Lake District because that's where we took our exams. But, you know, if we were up against time or we fancied a bit of a change, we would come up to the Peak District to do some of our walks. And as I remember it, you know, when you're getting out onto the Kinder Plateau, I think it is, and bits and pieces, really challenging navigation. Yeah, you need to have your wits about you. It's quite featureless. Yeah, quite challenging from a navigation point of view. So if that's your thing, you know, and you like getting out there and getting a map and smashing it out, yeah, get up onto the Peak District, up around Kinder Scout, Lady Bower and all of them. And there's some cracking sites up there as well. There's the downed bombers that are up there still. There's a couple of other bits and monuments up on the peaks. Yeah, get yourself up there. But yeah, as I remember it, you know, some of the parts up there, you know, really challenging navigation wise once you get up into the peak moss, into the you know, once you get up onto the plateau there. Yeah, good challenge if you like a challenge, you like a navigation challenge. Yeah, that'd be one. I can't decide if it's better or worse. I mean, going up's just hard work, isn't it? You can just sort of puff and pant and get all red in the face over it. But going down's where you're going to cream it in and go down a lot quicker than you ever thought you wanted to. So there's always that, and then it's just that stabbing away at your toes, your knees banging through. Yeah, I can't decide. Yeah, better or worse? I mean, better for the environment, there is that. What do you think? What do you reckon? He ain't bothered, he says. He ain't bothered, he's just eating grass, couldn't care less. Just watch where I'm putting my feet before they end up above my shoulders. Let's put the catch on, because they haven't been doing, because Matthew's been following them down the hill doing it for them. So I've got the Phoenix 6 running. It's just tracking, you know, sport watch, turn it on, doing a hike, how far have I been, how hard have I worked, how much uphill and downhill, all of that. That's all it's doing. It's not got a course downloaded onto it. We've won this now twice, because what we're looking at is the battery. The first video, I think, was the introduction video. That one, you know, why am I walking the coast to coast, that one was about an 8 or 9 mile walk. That was a course that was downloaded onto the watch. The idea being it's never going to use more power, I don't think, than if you've downloaded a course and you're following a course on it. That one, when I'd finished, started with 12 days of power. When I'd finished, it was down to 8 days. And then the next video was the Beverley 20, so that was a full day's hike. Again, didn't download a course. That one was just to see, you know, how long will it last on a full day when it's just, you know, tracking you like we are today. We know we've turned it on, this is where we're going, and we'll stop it and look at the stats when we're finished. And again, that was on a full day hike. It had gone from a full charge, which is, it says 12 days, down to 8 days, so 4 days again. So I reckon if it was, you're just turning it on and tracking yourself so you can see how far you've been, 3 days between charges, you know, 3 full days hikes between charges. And if you're downloading a course onto it on a full day, bearing in mind that was only a half day and it had already used about 4 days, I reckon, you know, you might be pushing it at 2 full days. But you know, who knows, I might have to try it, but I probably won't, because I won't use it like that. But I know now that it'll track 3 days walks between charges, and then I can look at, you know, my charging schedule. What do I need? What milliamp hours does it take to charge? I'll try and find that out, and I'll put it on the screen if I can find that information. If I can't find that information, it won't appear on the screen now. But if I can, it should be on the screen now. Back down in the lower reaches again now, back into civilization almost. Back into picking up the farms and farm buildings again. Gates. Although, you know, we were hardly out in the tundra. But yeah, we're back into civilization again. Last little bit, back through these farms and then back into the car. But 3 hours, we made the time, and that's the important part, is while we're prepping for this walk, pardon me, I'm just wobbling you about all over. I did say it was going to be a wobbly camera on a stick. You know, and that's the important part for me, is I made the time. You know, yeah, it is a bit inconvenient. I know the Peak District is in between where I live and Manchester, but it's not on the way. Well, it is, but it ain't. So I've had to make the effort, make the time, and that's sort of part of it. Is you know, we've made the effort. We've managed to get out for another walk. It's another walk in the legs. Get over the start. Oh. It's another walk in the legs. Like we say, you've just got to get time on your feet. We've made the effort. It's a little bit nicer. Oh, no, how rude to Yorkshire. It's not a little bit nicer. It's a little bit more challenging. The hills are a bit steeper. You know, there's a bit more of a climb. You've got to, you know, dig in a little bit. Again, not Everest, but it's also not Mount Airy, which is, you know, 300 metres above sea level, and, you know, you started at 150. So, you know, a bit more of a challenge, and those challenges will build up. We'll start getting some sort of 2-day stuff in the Lake District. I've got a couple of things I need to do before the middle of November. I'll be away working again on an event, on a show in the Middle East for a month. So November into December, and then it's Christmas and stuff like that. But we have just introduced something into the Williams household. That'll make a big difference, and of us, you know, getting out and doing a bit more, and you know, making life a little bit easier. So there's that to come, more to come on that one. But yeah, we've made the effort. We said we're going to do this walk, and we're going to do it, and we've made the effort. We've made the effort today to come out for a walk, and it's been a great little walk. It's t-shirt weather in October in the Peak District, and I'm having a great time. No. In case you're wondering what that is, it's an electric fence.